Hey y'all, a little early, isn't it? I woke up at daylight thinking about this day that we've decided to set aside as a Memorial Day. It's been on my mind a bit. It means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. For me, it goes deeper than just honoring those that have given it all to serve their country in times of war and peace. Yes, we've got to give them their due. It's definitely worth it. But it's a bigger picture for me. Maybe it is for you too. I think about my lineage on my dad's side. Several generations fought and served in areas of education and teaching, high schools and things on my dad's side. But again, on my mother's side, not necessarily a military path, but they provided the services on the homeland, growing a garden, supplying grocery stores with goods. Both equal honor is due. Today we think about those that have served. It's not a happy day. It should be a joyful day down deep for that the sacrifice. But, it's okay to be a little somber or resolved, I guess it would be. Some stories don't do well with the phone game. Y'all remember that old game where you tell a phrase to someone that passed down, and by the time it got 6 or 8 years down, it had completely changed. I do love memorizing the different stories we share here of good and moral. But I'd read a letter some years back written by a service member of a first-hand account that he observed on a day like today. And his words do it correctly, and so that I do it service, I'd like to read it, if you'll indulge me, on this Memorial Day. It's written by Army Captain John Rasmussen several years back. He says it was raining cats and dogs, and he was late for physical training. Traffic was backed up at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and moving way too slow. He was probably going to be late. He was growing more and more impatient. The pace slowed almost to a standstill as he passed Memorial Grove, the site built to honor the soldiers who died in the Gander plane crash, the worst redeployment accident in the history of the 101 1st Airborne Division Air Assault. Because it was close to Memorial Day, a small American flag had been placed in the ground next to each soldier's memorial plaque. His concern at the time, however, was getting past this bottleneck, getting out of the rain, and getting to physical training on time. And it wasn't looking good. All of a sudden, infuriatingly, just as the traffic was getting started again, the car in front of him stopped. A soldier, private of course, jumped out in the pouring rain and ran out toward the grove. I couldn't believe it. This knucklehead was holding up everyone who knows what kind of prank. Horns were honking. I waited to see the butt chewing that I wanted to get him to get for making him late. He was getting soaked to the skin. His BDUs were plastered to his frame. I watched as he ran up to one of the memorial plaques, picked up the small American flag that had fallen to the ground in the wind and rain, and set it upright again. Then slowly, he came to attention, saluted, ran back in his car, and drove off. I'll never forget that incident. That soldier, whose name I'll never know, taught me more about duty, honor, and respect than 100 books or 1,000 lectures. That simple salute, that single act of honoring his fallen brother and his flag, encapsulated all the Army values in one gesture. It said, I will never forget. I will keep the faith. I will complete the mission. I'm an American soldier. Thank God for examples like that. And on this Memorial Day, I will remember all those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for my freedom, and one private, soaked to the skin, who honored them all. Army Captain John Rasmussen. As a Christian, I thought about that this morning. In Romans 13:7, you can look it up for yourself, beautiful chapter about submission. Rome was not a pretty place at that time when Paul wrote that letter. It was ahead of the severe persecution, sure. But he said, give honor where honor is due. I think that's okay. We're just sojourners in this land. I know a lot of people get upset about politics, I as well, and we don't talk about it on this page because this isn't my home. It's where I live my mortal life and scratch out a little garden along the way and raise some goats, raise some kids, but it's not our home. Paul writes in Philippians 3:20, for our citizenship is in heaven, from which we eagerly wait our Savior, Jesus Christ. But today, we pause and we honor the men and women that have impacted our lives. Some we'll never meet. Some have fallen on distant shores for freedoms we now enjoy. Some we know and have impacted our life in very positive ways. Coming up on Mom's Angel Date, June 3rd, ironically, Tammy's mother passed on the same calendar date just last year, so it's Memorial Day, Memorial Month. Boy, a little Black Panther cat here just loves loving. All is well on the place this morning. I've been missing sharing some stories, and I couldn't help but reflect on the memories of Memorial Day. That's not a scratch post cat. Oh, life on the farm. Hope your day is blessed and you take time to reflect on the many sacrifices. Can't help but mention the greatest sacrifice of all. Jesus coming and dying for us all on that cross so that we could have a Memorial Day and an eternity secured with him in heaven. Y'all have a blessed day. Appreciate you. Be the light.